Pew Pew Hour, yes. Yes, we're going into the Pew Pew Hour. I've never seen Garand Thumb stuff. My dude talks about him a lot, but I don't think I've ever actually been in the room while he watches him. Because I think it's, yeah. But my dude likes him and recommended. So I'm kind of want to check him out. So I'm not as familiar with him. I know about like Brandon Herrera and I know about Kentucky Ballistics. Those are the main ones that I've like actually seen myself. The others I hear about but don't really necessarily watch. So let's give this a shot. I'm gonna like this. If you're on YouTube, please like and subscribe. Consider following on Twitch to see these live. Join the Rat Pack. It would be very cool. Okay. I'm hoping for some gooiness. Let's see what we got.
Punishment. Executions. The taking of one man's life.
I'm gonna turn it up a little bit. I don't know if I'm turning it up too much, so I'm gonna know how you guys feel about the volume.
For his crimes. Capital punishment. Executions.
The pizzazz. The pizzazz. He's got some showmanship.
Capital punishment. Executions. The taking of one man's life for his crimes. Is it moral? Is it ethical? Well, these are questions we're not here to answer in Garand Thumb. What we are here to bring you is cold, hard truth. And the cold, hard truth we are bringing you
Oh, slow-mo pew-pew? Yeah.
today is, what does it look like?
Volume is good? Cool.
And how effective is it? We're going to be testing out various execution methods that are real world, using the actual weapons, using the actual ammo, and we hope to give you guys a good visual representation of what it looks like. Because what is important here on Garand Thumb is what, Micah?
Science.
That's right, science. And we are here to bring you science in a world of wishy-washy nothingness. But before we do that, we of course have to thank the biggest sponsor of the channel. The biggest sponsor of the channel is the who, Micah?
Sonoran Desert Institute.
That's right, Sonoran Desert Institute. If you're looking to get your start in gunsmithing, they are the people to go to. We love them. They do sponsor our science, and it's not always good science, but it is still science. So a big thank you to them. And of course, we cannot forget who, Micah?
Primary Arms.
Which we are the only influencer to have ever bullied a real company into releasing a Skittles sticker. I don't know if I'm proud. Great optics, great price. We love them. And of course, guys, if you're looking to get better at dry firing,
I want to hear that
your gun into a dry fire machine. We love it. I use the hell out of it on my off time, just shooting the TV constantly. Rest in peace, Jennifer Lawrence. Now, my name is Michael Jones. I am a retired military, avid shooter, and big proponent of gun science. And today we're going to be answering some very cool questions. Now, what we have right here is a ballistic dummy from Ballistic Dummy Labs, a very good approximation of what the human body is. We have bone, we have blood, we have organs, and this is about as close as we can get without using what, Micah?
Real human beings?
Pedophiles, which aren't real human beings.
So, based. But yeah, no, based.
We're going to use
based on the PDF.
And we're going to be starting with, I think, one of the most interesting executions, and that is how they execute people in Utah. Thank you, Mormons. Now, Utah still has a firing squad. Now, firing squad used to be used a lot more, not so much anymore because they considered it inhumane, and hopefully we can prove that not true. So, in Utah, what they use...
Okay, after this, I'm going to show you guys a song that I really like that has to do with firing squads. It's a bop.
Is Winchester 94 rifles.
PDF files aren't real human beings. Facts.
Chambered in 30-30. Now, we could not get Winchester 94s, and we couldn't get Henrys, but we told Rossi that we were going to be doing a execution video, and they happily sent us guns. So thank you, Rossi.
Nice.
The rounds used are Winchester silver tips in 30-30. This is a fairly old ammunition, and as much as we can tell from our insider source, these are the actual rounds that are used, and they were very hard to source.
Interesting.
So, in Utah, they use 5 30-30 rifles, and one of those rifles has a wax slug in it. That way, if any of the guys, are very sad about shooting somebody, then they can,
play mental gymnastics.
Yeah, like, maybe I have the wax slug, because apparently it feels very much so like real recoil. So in any case, only 4 of the rifles are actually firing a slug. So we have 4 shooters, each firing 1 round of Winchester 30-30 silver tip into the chest of the dummy.
Okay.
And we'll be doing our first execution video. So enough talk, let's get on with it.
Cool.
Just gonna make sure our guy right here feel a little calm. We have a little bit of nicotine, calm him down. This is pretty intense. So with all that being said,
actually give him that?
let's kill him. All right, right here we have our
Oh my
posse.
God.
We have Stockpile Defense, Boise, Idaho, and then of course, who are you representing, Pat?
Pyramid Tattoos.
All right, cool.
Boise, Idaho.
So we have these vagrants. We're going to be putting this guy out of his misery. 4 rounds, 30-30.
Okay, let's see
Mike,
what
are
we
you
got.
ready?
I am.
3,
Got the Siggy,
2,
yeah.
1.
That's a nice little back exit over there. Got the lungs. I think he got the heart. Ooh. Wow. And he can't move anymore. Paralyzed by the looks of the spine.
Look at the flowering off those rounds entering. Like, that is beautiful ballistics
It
when
does,
they came in.
it does
Doesn't
look
have
cool.
a chest anymore.
He does. Look at, so we have a couple different impacts. So to be clear, there's a little bit of lag and stagger between all the shots in slow-mo. It's pretty simultaneous, but like you have to imagine, like even police officers all shooting together, or you know, whatever jail officers who are shooting,
Yeah.
like they're not going to be perfectly timed. You're kind of going to get
Yeah.
4-ish rounds in around a second. It's kind of brutal.
Yeah.
He's gonna feel at least one of them for a little bit.
I mean,
Fair,
you would
yeah.
with lethal injection too. How long does lethal injection take? Like 30 minutes? I'll take
2
this any day.
hours?
First
Holy
round when it
shit.
came through, you can see he completely shattered the rib and went straight through the heart. That's death right there. Right here, we have these two, came through the lung tissue, blew out the ascending aorta. Upper round right here, traveled through, shattered the collarbone. If we come out the back, this is where it gets crazy because we had 2 rounds exit out through the lungs. You can see all
Yeah.
this tissue coming out.
Nice.
We had 1 round go through the spinal cord. That's, you're donezo, dude.
Yeah.
Kind of got stuck right there. And the other round also crushed through the spinal cord as well as through the heart. You're death, man. This is
Super
quick.
dead.
I would take.
You know
Okay.
what this reminds me of? He has the lab coat and everything, and just showing that the obviously dead dude is like super dead. This is like Deadliest Warrior, which is just peak television with totally real Doctor Man telling you that they're totally dead. They're very dead.
Okay, would you take lethal injection?
Yeah, for sure, because they put you to sleep first.
It doesn't always work. It doesn't always work. What about, would you take the electric chair over this?
No.
No.
Hanging.
No.
You'd rather get shot first.
Yes, absolutely.
I would get shot, 100%. Now, we've tried
Did I
an
say-
American execution method,
Did I
but
say pegging?
what about some other countries throughout the world? Let's do some of those. So, Micah, we're going to be doing the Soviet/the Russian execution
Oh, boy.
method. You know what that is?
Dr. Deadliest Warrior, yeah.
I don't know. It's usually something like you exercised free speech, so they shoot you in the back or something, or
That's-
give you some spicy tea.
That's pretty good. So you're going
Fair
to be
enough, yeah.
taking 1 round of
For
9x18 to the
Soviet
back
Russia?
of the head. They're very economical. They don't have a lot of money. So that's the best way to save the money because they have a bunch of it. So whether it's a Makarov or if you're Polish or what have you, 9x18, which, if you don't know, is a little less than 9mm and a
Interesting.
little bit more than 380. Not a
Weird.
lot of power. You're about to get Abraham Lincoln. We're not
Uh-oh.
losing to the Ukraine.
Oof.
Wow, that was anticlimactic.
Yeah, that was super
Wow.
anticlimactic.
Oh, right through the nose. I guess it's nice that, for the economic purposes, because these dummies are expensive as shit, that they can go after different points of the body for these execution methods. I would not want to buy multiple of these for one video. I imagine even with his numbers, that would be very painful on the wallet.
It's just not that much.
It's like they want him to suffer a little bit.
Yeah, okay, but come take a look at this right here. So it did straight up, star pattern in the back of the head, and you have all that gunpowder that's burnt into there. And we
As an unofficial doctor, he's dead. Yeah, no,
did
for
have
sure.
a piece of looks like, of the jacket that exited out through the nose and
Yeah.
penetrated through the skull. So certainly you're going to die. You're gonna die taking
Maybe
a round
not,
to the
like,
head like that.
immediately.
It seems so unnecessarily brutal, even compared to like 30-30. Just don't get executed in Russia, dude. Oh, Jesus.
Yeah,
Next up,
that's
we have
fair.
Thailand. Now the question is, how would Thailand execute somebody? It's actually quite
I'm-
interesting. So what we have here is
I'm
we
scared.
have the person we executed is tied up against a post, and their back is facing towards the shooter, which is a machine gun that is clamped into a vise. We then have a sheet that is between
One, we are paying for 2 of these dummies, which are very expensive. But 2, that sounds brutal as hell.
the accused and the shooter so that they don't have to watch the person getting shot. Now,
Fair, I
originally they
guess?
used an older submachine gun that was quite loud. and they would fire a burst of 15 rounds of FMJ into their back until they hopefully died. They wouldn't always die. But apparently that really scared the prisoners because they could hear the automatic gunfire, so they switched over to an MP5 SD, which is very, very quiet. As you know, the SD stands for super duper quiet. So the execution method for Thailand is 15 rounds from a submachine gun into the back through a sheet.
Of course.
Now they paint a target on the sheet to ensure that they're hitting the person correctly. Now, we don't have an MP5 SD, so what we are using is an MP5 with a suppressor, firing subsonics. We're going to get the...
I want to stare my executioner in the eye as I die personally. Yeah, make him feel bad. or show that you're not afraid. Go out like the martyrs who were like badasses, the Cristeros. Like, there was a time in Mexico when they were trying to get rid of a bunch of Christians. And, they had captured one of them and they were executing him. And they were hoping that he was going to be afraid. So I think they were taking pictures and maybe even videoing it. But no, dude was just like, Vivo Cristo Rey. Long live Christ the King. And he just went out like a badass. I think that was a firing squad.
Exact same ballistic effects. So, let's get shooting.
Let's see what we got. To die is gain? Yeah. Oof. Yeah, no, that's... Oof. I added the music. Oh my gosh, the music. Holy shit, it keeps going. It keeps going.
That's so bad. I don't like that at all. It makes me feel very uncomfortable. There's slugs going through the heart, partially exiting, cracking the sternum. You're dead. Come here.
Super dead.
Look at the back right here, Micah. Like, look at all 15 rounds right there.
Holy shit.
That is death. It's just brutal. I feel like there's a cleaner way to do it with a gun.
Russian method has been the most resource and time effective, though. Yes, I agree with that. So far, it's definitely up there, and on those metrics. Thailand is overkill. Yeah, I'm not surprised though, because that's the impression I get for Thailand. To be honest, Thailand's a very interesting place, from what I do know.
And it's not 15 rounds from a submachine gun into the back. I mean, they don't do this anymore, but...
Oh, they don't?
It just felt wrong. Okay, conclusion for Thai execution method. 10 out of 10 do not want it to happen. So far, I'm taking the 4 rounds of 30-30. What about you, Micah?
I'll take the 4 rounds 30-30. Then this, then the Makarov.
Makarov very last. It seems so unnecessary. Now, our Thai guy right here is pretty injured, but he's not dead yet. So we're going to do another American special. This is a specialty of the Navy SEALs. We're going to do what's called a canoe. Is it a authorized killing under the laws of armed conflict or war crime? That's not for me to decide. I'm just going to show it to you. So what it is when a combatant's on the ground and is still alive, a safety round is put under the chin, through the head, and then apparently will create that canoe-like effect.
Why is it called a safety round?
Just to make sure they're dead, because you don't want them like popping up with a gun or pulling a grenade, something like that. You just want to make sure they're not alive. Safety round. Boy. Lives are expensive, ammo is cheap. Give them another round. And of course, we'll be using the HK-416, which is was one of the weapons of choice of the Navy SEALs, as authentic as possible with the actual military ammo. I can't wait.
Nice.
Interested to see what it looks like.
Oh. Is it a war crime? Let's get to the next shot. Oh, that guy's face is gone. It's gone. Oh my gosh.
It canoed him.
It just opened him up, dude.
Going back a little bit.
Oh!
What a beautiful, totally not a war crime. Look at that go. Whole face gone.
It canoed him.
It's not a war crime if you do it first, yeah. Or if you win. It's not a war crime if you win, is basically how it goes, because the victors get to decide.
Opened him up, dude.
It's a literal canoe. There's like a perfect, U going in his face.
Let's give him another one. You ready?
You're not satisfied with the result?
I'm just...
Oi.
Dang. Yeah, that's extremely.
Are you gonna curb stomp him now?
That's
You
it,
guys
man.
go full overkill?
I see why they call it a canoe.
Well, there you
Yeah.
have it. Now we're probably going to do the most famous execution to have ever occurred. Bonnie and Clyde's.
Three freaking dummies. Yeah, hopefully this was
Now we're
worth it.
probably going to do.
I mean, it's worth it to watch, but maybe it's just because I'm so financially minded. It's like, holy shit, these dummies are
the
expensive.
most famous execution to have ever occurred. Bonnie and Clyde, specifically that bitch Bonnie. If you're not familiar with Bonnie and Clyde, they were outlaws, and a posse was sent down after them, led by Frank Hammer. What a badass name. Now, we do know from varying accounts, or we believe, that when the posse ambushed Bonnie and Clyde, that Bonnie, one of the posse members, stepped out and put a round through his brain immediately.
Oh.
There's good evidence to suggest that Ted Hinton, then with his Colt monitor, unloaded about 20 rounds from his magazine into poor old Bonnie right here. Now, this is a representation of Bonnie. She's a little bit smaller. So what we have right here is we do have the Ford V8 glass. This is a really quality reproduction. We do have the dummy behind it. And of course, more importantly, we have the Colt monitor. So if you're not familiar with the Colt monitor, it is basically a BAR that has been tricked out. It was called the FBI's fighting rifle. You have a large brake to stabilize it. It is horrifically loud, and it is firing 30-06. Very interested to see the damage. In the post-mortems on Bonnie, it very much so shredded her body and shot off.
I think we're gonna get a BAR in the springtime, I think. That's gonna eventually I'm debating. I think I might safely be able to do range stay videos if I like strap like a GoPro to my head. And then I'll put on like my kind of outfit, and I'll put on like purple gloves and shit.
Off her hand and stuff, so it was pretty brutal. Now, of course, she was shot with other rounds, but let's see what it looked like from the Colt monitor.
Let's see. Holy shit. Holy shit. Holy shit. Oh, yeah, no. Oh. Oh, going down. Going down. Oh my gosh. Is that in the neck? Oh, the shredding of the everything just keeps going. Mag dumping her. Holy shit. Look at it. The chest is non-existent. It is gone. I think the face is gone too.
Oh no.
Always double check with your range first for video rules? Yeah.
No! Bonnie, no!
Decapitated.
Bonnie! Oh!
Decapitated,
Bonnie,
holy shit.
I'm sorry. So we're gonna pop up a couple photos right here. Here's what's really interesting to me, and that's that I'm really happy about this. The glass behaved just like it did in the photos, and the actual car is still on display. So I think it's really interesting that we see kind of the same pattern and the same bullet size from the 30 cal from the Colt monitor.
Oh my gosh.
I think that's really cool. There's like a nerd in me. But also what was really interesting was that glass shot back into the dummy. Do you see all that glass and shrapnel coming in?
Add to
this
the
was probably
pain.
horrifically violent when it happened. They probably died quite quickly. Well, especially Clyde. Rest in peace. Another thing to consider too is that they were a slight upward angle. So that probably accounts for the fact that Bonnie's head was not sawed off like it was in the case of our video. But the 30-06 clearly had the power to do it.
Shit.
You have to understand it was a moving car. They were firing probably a ton of adrenaline. They probably didn't get as precise hits. They're a little bit further away. But it certainly demonstrates the power that was coming from just one of the weapons that was fired at them during this time. Pretty.
I think it also reminds me that like the Bonnie and Clyde movie was actually very influential, and I think it was considered one of the most violent scenes ever for a while there when Bonnie gets shot up in the movie.
Incredible. This is the way I'd want to go. Just taking 20 rounds from a Colt monitor. Just gone, dude. It saw my head off, dude. Just do it. Well, that brings us to the end of the execution video. We've tried out a lot of different methods right now, and I think I'm going to rank them by how I would like to be executed. I would say Colt monitor would be my number one. My number
That's
2 is the
fair.
30-30, and after that, don't let me do any of the other ones because they seem
Okay.
horrible. Micah, what are your top 2?
I think just mostly style points, the Colt Monitor wins.
Yeah,
Yeah.
style points, the Colt Monitor is pretty freaking cool.
Fair.
And then 30-30.
Yeah, I mean, if it's the last thing that's going to happen to you, it better be tight.
You know, overall, I
Yeah.
will say, you know, compared to like hanging, lethal injection, and some of those other things, I'll take getting shot, dude.
Yeah,
that sounds
that's
way
fair.
better to
I
me.
think they're just lazy, man. They don't want to clean up.
Yeah, they just don't want to clean up
Maybe.
everything. In any case, guys,
But with like hanging people, don't you need to like clean up their poop and piss? Am I wrong? Dude, this guy's voice is super silky and would lull me to sleep, lol. Yeah.
hopefully you enjoyed it. I think it was really interesting seeing what the potential effects were in these different execution scenarios, maybe which ones worked better, which ones
I'm gonna
didn't,
subscribe.
and the effects that we saw. Stay tuned. We have way more cool things going. As always, guys, train, get training. We love you guys. We got nothing
Yeah.
else for you. Stop
Cool,
arguing
cool.
on the internet. Doesn't gain you anything.
Fair. If someone takes you out with the Colt 30, they respect you enough to want you gone quick. That's fair. Yeah. Let me get that song that I was talking about. From Chumbawamba. I think this is it.
Listen close to this crooked mouth, for my story I will tell. Oh, I
This is
lived
based on a
in
true story.
Mexico by the name of Wenceslao Miguelo. I left my home in
This is why hiring squads
Santiago,
can
the
sometimes
heart
be,
of the
not
city
great.
of Merida. Served with my brothers and sisters, all for the army of Pancho Villa. Stand me straight against the nearest wall. Line up your bravest soldiers, oh. 10 good shots, I'll take them all. They call me El
But yeah,
Fusilado.
dude took 10 shots and lived. That's what this song is about. I want to be murdered with a 22 and be shot like 30 times. I want to feel it all. Oh god.
The Federalists captured me, bound up my arms with wire. Officer came, he said, take your aim, steady your guns and fire. Bullet holes all across my chest, ripped up my shirt and my body, oh. Heartbeat on through the silenced guns to the rhythm of life inside me, oh. Stand me straight against the nearest wall. Line up your bravest soldiers, oh. 10 good shots, I'll take them all. They call me El Fusilado. Fell to the ground, the officer came. One last shot to the head, oh. Heard through the pain as he walked away and left me there for dead, oh. All went quiet, so I crawled away. I wasn't giving up to the glory.
Yeah?
10 good shots, I
Holy
took
shit, this is
them
the guy?
all and lived to tell my story. Stand me straight against the nearest wall.
I feel like at that point-
Your bravest soldiers, oh.
I feel like at that point, even if I was the enemy, I'd let him go. Because I feel like that's the freaking divine intervention. That he took all of this and he's okay. I guess relatively okay.
Good shots, I'll take them all. They call me El Fusilado. Stand me straight against the nearest wall. Line up your bravest soldiers, oh. 10 good shots, I'll take them all. They call me El Fusilado. Stand me straight against the
Getting 10
nearest
shots is
wall.
badass as
Line
hell,
up
yeah.
your bravest soldiers, oh. 10 good shots, I'll take them all. They call me El Fusilado.
I'd at least give up for the day. That's fair. Next time on the variety live streams, what will chat get me to watch next? Who knows? Check us out next time. Same rat time. Same rat channel. Please follow on Twitch if you want to see these live. If you like this video, please like and subscribe on YouTube. I hope you have a good day, and thank you for your time.